Hello and welcome. Welcome. This is the Daily Reset for Success
Love it.
show. And today I'm really excited to have Ricki back with us. We'll bring her back anytime she feels like she can come in. The Daily Reset for Success show is all about uplifting everybody, resetting our lives so that we can live happier and healthier, more productive and prosperous lives. And we're going to do it together. Today's topic is all about growing your support group. So today with me is Ricki McKenna and Lady Lou. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Hi, we're so glad to be here, and thank you for coming, Ricki. We always
Oh,
love to have you on our show.
you bless me. You really do. I feel so honored to be on here. Thank you.
Wow, thank you for being here. And thank
Mhm.
you in the audience. And remember, if you're in the audience on Facebook or YouTube, you can make live comments on our show. Just look down in the description and you'll see a little link. And that, if you press that, it gives Facebook permission to allow StreamYard to show your name and your little picture when you make your comment. Otherwise, we don't know who you are. So we'd love to have you join in the conversation today. So, wow, gosh, I can't wait to get started on our topic. Marian, lead us off.
Oh my goodness. So so we got really excited about Ricki talking about, she was just having a conversation with us the other day about growing your support group. And I thought, what a great topic for us to cover, especially now when we're not really being able to go out and have our parties, our potlucks, go to church and go out to dinner, all the stuff that we used to do. And we just took it for granted, didn't we?
Mhm.
Yes, yes. So we had to pivot, we had to change our ways, we had to think about another way to get our support, to give and to get support.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about Ricki and why we feel that she is so important in our lives and why I think you should reach out to her. So as you can tell, Ricki is gorgeous. And very okay, all right, don't cover yourself.
I think I'm turning red.
Your
Okay.
shirt's red.
Yeah.
But she's not only a fantastic person, but she's also got an education in things that we really need to stay healthy. So she is a functional certified nutritionist, and she's also a life coach, a certified life coach, and a health consultant and a speaker. So she's got the expertise we need. We can trust her, and I really wanted her to just tell you a little bit about herself and what she's up to right now. Hi,
Oh,
Ricki.
wow. Hi. Thank
You're
you,
on.
Marian. Hi, Lou.
Hi.
Oh my goodness. What do I say after the thank you, Marian? I appreciate that. I discovered this morning I was on another Zoom chat actually with a networking group that I have been a certified nutritionist for 26 years now. It's actually it's closer to 30. I hadn't even thought about that. And in so doing, I'm a foodie. You'll see I put in there something about being the chief foodie because I'm teaching cooking lessons again. But my education still is in nutrition and how food affects the body. And that has been fascinating to me. My dad told me I should have been a doctor years ago. But what I've done is turn
You
that.
would have been a good doctor.
I think I would have made a good doctor, except I don't think I could have passed the chemistry part of it. Aside from that, though, I have figured out the chemistry of food. And food definitely it's about 90% of what makes us feel good or makes us either open to more things to affect our bodies, either in a good way or in a not so good way. And in the education, yesterday I was on another educational webinar about herbs and what herbs can do for your body, herbal treatments and prevention. And prevention in my frame of reference is far more workable and important because it's a lot easier to prevent something from happening than it is to try to correct it. It's like moving forward in your life. and then putting your car into reverse and trying to look in that mirror, even if you have one of those, the screens that shows you where you're backing up, it's still a little nerve-wracking going backwards. So I'd rather go forward and prevent, and using things such as food, herbs, supplements. I'm a big one for that. And I know, Marian, I know you, and both of you, actually, you too, Lou, are drinking Zeal, which is a nutritional drink, and it's all herbal and botanical. And I find that food, along with those as supplements, they're not only meds, has been my saving grace in a sense, because I love to eat. I am a foodie. And in so doing, I've had to watch what I eat. And I often watch it going from the plate into my mouth. But I enjoy every morsel. All kidding aside, food really is the main thing that keeps us alive. Food and mindfulness. I know you've all heard the term mindful eating or conscious eating. And I feel as though that's extremely important, because especially in a situation like we're in now, where most of us are home, either by ourselves or with a family member, however that's working for you, it can be very anxious. There can be a lot of anxiety. We can be filled with, oh gosh, what do I do now? And do I have to keep looking at those people? They're here all the time now. I'm surrounded. Can't I get away? And it's interesting because my sweetie and I were talking yesterday about space, having enough space in the house to kind of get away from each other for a few minutes, although we do go outside. And I think that having the availability of food constantly, because I'm sure most of us have done some sort of shopping for groceries and food and so forth, that it's there and we know it's there. And we want to go find out what else is there, and keep moving into the direction of the kitchen or the pantry. And so the mindful eating is extremely important. And I think that in that context, what I've been doing is calling people for help, calling people for recipes as well. My ex-roommate has sent me a recipe for absolutely delicious muffins. She even brought some over. Actually, I went over and got them, that are made with sweet potatoes. And sweet potatoes or yams are one of the best things you can eat. And then I've reached out to people in doing cooking lessons. And I know we're talking about reaching out for support today. And what I'm finding is that you, Marian, and Lou are two of my best supporters in not just for having me on here, for which I'm extremely grateful. Yet I know I can call Marian, I can call Lou if I'm having problems with my podcast, or if I'm having problems with using Zoom. And just knowing that has made me feel much better. And reaching out for support in doing that, I'm reaching out with my pandemic cooking classes and helping people understand how to use the food that's in the house and to help themselves make meals or snacks or whatever and purchase the right type of things, and also how to store them so that, the fresh greens don't get icky within 3 days. And in so doing, I've also found there are more people out there to whom I can turn for support. And Karen is one of those people, and Peg. They have been extremely helpful. And without them, I would have really screwed up the Zoom casts as far as the cooking goes. And so I don't know if they're coming on. I've asked them to be here today, or at least a comment, come join us, because I want to thank them publicly for helping me. And the support system that you create, not just the ones, where we know we can drive over and cry on somebody's shoulder. You got to cry on your computer now. So it makes it a little tougher. But the idea of support and reaching out is super. Don't just sit there and cry in your own beer. Pick up the phone.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
pick
Thank
up
you
the
very
phone.
much for that, for talking about that, because it's true. I've seen your support group grow as I've gotten to know you. Lady Lou, how are you growing your support group?
Through the internet. What can I say? Yep, I'm stuck out here on my little farmette. Me and my cat, and then my nephew and his family live next door. And I've reached out to their 6-year-old. This little girl is so bright. She and I play. Yesterday we were playing ball, throwing a big soccer ball back and forth. And she says, since she started kicking it, and she looks over at me and says, "Can you run?" I said, "No." No.
I might be able to, but I'm not gonna.
Well, can you walk real fast? I said, "Okay, I'll walk real fast."
Good for you, Lou.
Play soccer for anything. But that's where my support is with the family next door, because we're close. We live across the driveway, you know. And then, of course, Marian is my biggest supporter here on Zoom. The other day, we actually had lunch together right here on our computer desks. So you can do all kinds of things with Zoom, and it's a free thing if you haven't gotten it yet. But it's a marvelous thing, and I've been using it for years because I've been out here for 12 years now, and it has kept me in touch with my friends in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can tell you a couple of little things that I've been doing to grow my support group. I'm a groupie, okay, not a foodie, a groupie, because I love groups of people. I like the different people. I like the different personalities, the different ideas that come out of everything, and collaboration. I mean, I'm a groupie. What can I say? I love groups. And so when someone said the other day, you know, how are you handling this? I thought to myself, really well, actually really well, because I embrace Zoom. I embrace getting together. My church, oh my God, Unity of Houston rocks. Okay. So not only do we now watch them on live stream on Facebook, they also have a podcast and they have a YouTube channel. They have all these different ways that we can tap in. But if you come into their live stream, you can talk to all your friends on the side. And the way Facebook has set it up, you can see your direct friends, that people that you're friends with on Facebook, you can see them watching with you. So I can say, oh my God, you know, there's Ricki, she's watching with me, you know, so I could say a comment to her, or, you know what I mean? So I'm growing my support group through my church. Another thing that I'm doing through the church is a group that I meet online. It's called a spirit group. So we are learning lessons and we're really getting to know a small group of people, and they're supporting us every week. We're still doing our we're reaching out to the community, and we're doing a community project, a service project. We're also decided to get together 6 feet apart in one of our members' backyards. So we're going to wear masks, and we're all going to bring our own food and our own trash bag and everything. And we're going to sit 6 or 8 feet apart, but we're still going to be together.
Oh, I love that. I wish I could do that. Hey, anybody want to come to the country? I got 5.5 acres. We can definitely have space.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Lou, give me directions. I'll be there.
Bet. And I got plenty of shade trees.
The only problem with going to Lady Lou's is you got to look down, because there are snakes, there's scorpions, and spiders. Okay.
Well, it's the country.
Yeah, we don't need to invite them to our picnic.
Now, Marian almost stepped on one day. Here comes my kitty. Come on. He got lonesome down there on the floor, so he come up here and join me.
So let's talk about some of the other ways that we could grow our support group. Now, let's just name some. I'll start. Email. We could reach out to our friends through email, texting. We could text our friends. We could call our friends. What do you all think? How else can we, besides Zoom and classes online? Yes, Lady Lou.
Send cards.
Yes.
I know everybody has a stash of greeting cards somewhere, and if they don't, just take a piece of paper, just regular typing
Construction
paper, something that's a little heavier, and fold it over and paste a picture on it that you've got somewhere, and write a pretty note to them. Getting something in the mail is still exciting.
Yes.
It's amazing. I used to send my mother mail when I lived in Houston and she lived here in this house. I would send her little packages and send her letters and little cards. And she loved it because it was exciting. It was something different because she was very isolated up here in her later years. So that's a biggie.
Yes, that is. And there's always the send out cards. I know I was on. The other thing is find yourself some other networking groups that are actually online. This morning, I was on Network Texas with, I think, 19 other people.
Lovely.
And the input was absolutely fabulous, and I learned about what they're doing. And there's another one, Network Texas has 3 different meetings, so I'm on those. The networking meetings are very interesting. I work a lot with seniors in their residences, and one of the residences, I think it's the Villa at Riverstone, is having a Cinco de Mayo party, and it'll be virtually, it'll be online. And then there was another one of the women this morning was talking about how at the senior residence where her mom is, they had a party in the parking lot, and everybody decorated who came in, because they're not permitting a lot of people to come in now, to visit physically, and they're actually isolating most of the residents are being isolated in their rooms.
Oh.
Well, they brought everybody out into the parking lot, and they were out there with their walkers and wheelchairs and balloons. And all the people who came to visit, some of them decorated their cars, and they were waving, and it was just a party in the parking lot.
At a distance.
At a distance, exactly. Everybody was at least 6 feet apart, but she was talking about how this couldn't have happened in another situation. How people are I'm calling it innovation. They're being innovative and finding the connections that way. And so I think that's marvelous. Put up we have a group here in the neighborhood that meets on Sunday afternoons. We all bring our own drinks and little nibbles, like you were saying, Marian. And we sit 6 feet apart from the others. And we have a great time for about an hour and a half. And, catch up on what's going on. And there's something going on here with a lawn in between homes. So we're all giving input on that and how good it looks and so forth. And it's been wonderful because you keep in touch with people, and that is so important. The idea of physical contact in a different way, but it's at least you can talk with other people, you can share, they can share, and you get your feelings out, because the feeling of being isolated is not a very happy one.
No.
And especially with the idea, the fear that's unfortunately being, I think, promoted on TV in many ways, we have to get beyond that. It's let's look at the real evidence, and let's helping us to go inside. And Marian, I agree with you with Unity, that the broadcasts are wonderful, and the contact with people is absolutely super. And the spirit groups, I don't know what I'd do without the spirit group. It's been phenomenal. And we're doing a book in the spirit group on transitions and how people are transitioning at this time. And there's a whole bunch of different things. We're up to chapter 5, and we do a chapter each week. And it's been very enlightening and heartwarming to hear other people's feelings about it. So the support group that you put around you, no matter what the medium, whether it's this, whether it's Zoom, whether it's Skype, telephones, definitely, it's vital to your survival.
Yes, to your mental and emotional survival.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know a lot of people say, well, I don't have a support group on Zoom. I don't have a spirit group, or I don't have a networking group I belong to. Here we go, guys and gals. Open that box that you're in, take that bow off, and jump out there and say, I'm going to create my own. You know, at least 3 people, maybe 6 people, maybe more. Invite them to a Zoom meeting. On the free version, you can go for 30 minutes uninterrupted, and then they send a little note and say, oh, you got 10 more minutes, and then it cuts you off after 40 minutes, but you can start it over again. You can start over as many times as you want to on that free version, or maybe someone that you know has the paid version, and then they can go unlimited time. Let them host it.
We also have FaceTime. As long as you have an iPhone, you can do FaceTime with anybody.
There you go.
And did you hear that Messenger is opening up their own Zoom?
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep, up to 50 people in a room, and it's just starting to roll out. So maybe not everybody has it yet, but it's coming. They're smart. They want you to stay on Facebook. They don't want you to run off to Zoom. Sure. So they've created their own.
You know, it's the necessity is the mother of creativity and invention. It really, really is. And I love the idea of that, Marian. Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah.
My daughter lives in France, and she's going to be a guest chef on my Pandemics cooking show.
Oh my God, how awesome
on
is
Zoom.
that? Oh, I'm so.
And she's also on WhatsApp.
I have to stop you right there. Hold on. So, if you want information about how to get in on Ricki's pandemic food classes that she's holding out, they're free for the month of May. Just reach out to her. So you can go on her YouTube. I'm sorry, I'm not her YouTube, her Facebook, or you could reach out to her by, can they call you, or how do you want them to reach out to you?
Text or phone call. I really respond better to phone calls. I like talking to people.
Okay, I'm putting your phone number in here. You might be sorry, but okay.
Put my email in there. Ricki at Ricki McKenna.
Ah, okay.
It's easy.
Yeah. All right, Ricki.
Yep.
At rickymckenna.com.
And put something in there about support, so I know what it's about.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So I think that you would love this. It's a group on Zoom, and we're watching Ricki do her cooking. It's healthy cooking. It's a group experience, and we're getting to know the other people in the group. So there you go. You could start support, your own support system right there with Ricki. She's making it fun and friendly, and we learn about cooking.
And not just cooking, but the foods that you could eat to help you get through this without getting blossoming, shall we say, in areas that we don't want to blossom. And also, I tend to do things in one pan, which makes cleanup a heck of a lot easier.
Oh, smart lady.
Yeah.
Hopefully I spelled that right.
Looks like it.
Okay, good. Mm-hmm. All right. So contact Ricki so that you can get into the next cooking class that she has for free for the month of May, right here on Zoom. Not on this particular software, but Zoom. And she just sends you the link and everything, and it's great.
When is the next one, Ricki?
The next one is tomorrow, which is Saturday.
At 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock in the afternoon. And we are going to do Comidas para Cinco de Mayo. And I'll do it in English. But what we're doing is a sweet lady named Carmen taught me how to make guacamole when I first moved here. Aww. And so we're doing Carmen's Monterey style guacamole. And we're also going to be doing my daughter's easy enchiladas, chicken enchiladas. So
can we come eat when you finish?
Absolutely. We have a front yard that I'm happy we can sit 6 feet apart and have a fiesta.
And I believe I'm going to be the moderator.
Yes, you are.
Oh.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Actually, you're my lifesaver.
2 o'clock Central Time.
Yes, 2 o'clock Central Time. Yes, for those, actually, we did have some people. Well, we had Eileen on from California.
That's right.
So not the last one, but the one before. I'm doing 4 to 5 cooking sessions a month, and I'll do them free for the month of May again. And I'm really happy to do them. It's a fun way for me to contribute to what's going on, to making it a little easier to get through all this.
Yeah, and it brings happy times, a smile to our face. Because
Oh,
Ricki
love
converses with us the whole time, and she's over at the stove stirring a pot, or she's back over in front of the camera putting ingredients together, and it's like you're standing right there in the kitchen with her.
You're in my kitchen. Thank you very much. Yes, and I love it.
You know,
Yeah.
Dr. Oz is doing that. His daughter cooks, and so somebody has the camera. I don't know if it's his wife or somebody's having the camera, and they're following them around, and she's making food, and they're having a conversation. So maybe you could bring your sweetheart in, since I'm going to be doing the controls. Maybe your sweetheart could get in there and ask you questions and poke on you a little bit.
Well, I'll ask him and see if he's willing to do that. We actually, God bless Peg, speaking of support systems, Peg from Unity is a former TV producer, and she was helping the other day. She came up with a great idea. We have to figure out how to implement it, and that's to have a camera focused on the range, on the stove, so that people can actually see the food as it's cooking.
Oh.
It's the logistics that we're getting into, and since I'm still a newbie with Zoom, we're working on it, though. We'll come up with something that'll work, and if not, we'll just do it the way we're doing it, and you can enjoy the food anyway.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. There's there's support everywhere if you will look for it. And that comes back to taking responsibility for yourself. And we're all.
Yeah. Let's talk about that, Lady Lou. Let's talk more about taking responsibility for it instead of just letting it come on. Give us more.
Well, you have to take action. I know that's one of the key phrases in Dr. Joe Vitale's teachings, that if you don't take the action, nothing happens. And my favorite one is to ASK, ask. The A stands for ask and you shall receive. The S is seek and you shall find. The K is knock and it shall be opened unto you. We have to ask if we want things. You don't ask, you don't get.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you, Lou.
I love that. You should tell us that every day.
Yeah, because it pays off in the long run, because nobody can read our mind. I sometimes used to think that when my husband was alive. Oh, yeah, he knows what I mean. No, he didn't. Nobody knows what the other person means or thinks or does, because we have to find out by asking. Now, what did you mean by that crack?
You remember the cartoons with the bubble above your head? They're saying one thing and the bubble up on top of the head is saying another.
What I really mean is,
So be willing to share your inner thoughts and your inner feelings, because they're important to all of us, and especially if it's your family. Sometimes family doesn't understand us as well as our friends do.
True.
So we have to work at it a little harder. But they're trying to protect us. I never understood that, why the family would try to protect us. But that's what they are. They're family. They want to be there for us. But sometimes they don't know what's best for us. And we do. So plow on through it. That's all you can do, and make it work for you, especially if it's good for you. Now, we all know we've done things that weren't good for us, and we did them anyway. Figure out what's good for you, especially now.
And here's another thing from my point of view. Richard and I were talking just last night about food. We were eating dinner, and we were talking about food, and something came up about food poisoning. And he said, yeah, I really got it one time. And he said, I knew something said to me, don't eat this. He was in a restaurant. And he said, I went ahead and I ate it anyway. He said, oh, what the heck? And he said, it was not fun. So listen to that little voice inside of you. And if you're listening carefully, it will tell you to ask for help and ask for advice.
Thank you. Thanks for coming on today, Ricki. The time just flies by. Lady Lou, take us home.
Well, we thank you, Ricki, so very much for being here. We love all of your input. And thank you, Marian, for all your technical support and all of your advice and support. And we thank you in the audience, because without you, who are we? We're here for you. We want to help you reset your lives. And we come here 4 days a week during the daytime, and we have our wisdom chat for the curious chats. Wisdom chats for the curious at night on the Tuesdays at 7 Central. And we'd love to have you come and join us. We're on YouTube under Natural Curiosity. We're on Facebook under Natural Curiosity. And we have 8 podcast stations under Natural Curiosity.
Oh, we're about to have 30 of them, Lady Lou. I'll tell you more about that later. Yeah, we're growing.
So just find us, go anchor.fm. Natural Curiosity is where we keep all of them. If you just want to go to that channel or iTunes, you know which podcast station you like. And then we're on the go with you when you can go again. Hopefully that'll be soon. But thank you, all of you. We love you all, and we'll be here again on Monday. Come and join us for the Work at Home show. This is going to be another good one for those who want to find something to pay the bills with while they're home. Thank you. Thank you all. Love you.
Bye for now.
See you Saturday. See you tomorrow.